Do 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 do. Are we live? Are we live? Are we all the way live? We are. We are live. We are all the way live. Here we go. What's up? What's going on? Happy Friday. It is Friday, March 8th, about 16:08 or 4:08 for those of you that can't take 12 and subtract it from 16. Us geeky computer guys or military guys with our 24-hour clock. It is 4:08 in the PM here, and you're with the love doctor. More like the nerd doctor, not the love doctor. Get a good coffee cup like this when you can. Stop fucking procrastinating. Hey, my friends, fellow playmakers, big giant empire builders, people who want to do great things in life. It's your buddy Patrick Almond. If you've watched before, thank you for coming back. You know, you could choose not to come back. It's Friday afternoon. You could choose to be out having drinks right now, but you're hanging out with me. Well, actually, it's about 4 p.m., so a lot of you are probably still at work. Some of you are at home. Either way, thank you for watching. And for those of you that are tuning in new, thank you. Thank you for watching. What I'm going to do is when I go live here, I'll just kind of cover some general things going on with me and what's in the news and what's going on with my company, Stop Doing Nothing. And then I'm going to get into some other news. There's been some things in the news recently I want to talk to you about, and I want your opinion on also. So if you're watching on any of the platforms, because I'm live on like six platforms right now, I think. Please leave me a comment below. The comments will pop up. I see someone just gave me a thumbs up right there, so I know someone's watching at least. So I'm going to cover a little bit of news here. I got my agenda here, and I'm going to talk about the main topic I posted here, which is how to lift someone on your shoulders. I didn't put it in the comments, but it's also how to make a little bit of money in the process also. If you are somebody who is a first-time watcher, I am going to be blatantly promotional here and ask you to subscribe, okay? If you're listening on the podcast, subscribe on the podcast, leave a rating. But the most important thing, if you're watching, if you haven't done so yet, subscribe on YouTube and then click the little bell down at the bottom. So when you're watching this video on YouTube, there should be a subscribe thing down here at the bottom someplace. And then also there's like a little bell that you can, I think, click on to get notifications, which would really help me out. I think I'm very close to 1,000 YouTube subscribers. I would like to get to 1,000 and then 5,000 and then 10,000. And you know the drill. I'm just trying to ramp that up. So if you could really help me out, by doing that, that would be greatly appreciated. And like I said, also leave a comment. I love it when you engage with me because it gives me topics to talk about and lets me know what you want to learn about. So you could be watching on Twitch. See, what am I streaming right now? Twitch, Facebook group, Facebook fan page, Facebook profile, Twitter. I don't think I'm streaming on LinkedIn, but we are streaming live on YouTube also. So looks like we got some people coming in. My numbers are going up there. Got another thumbs up. Yeah, if you're watching and there's a place in there for a thumbs up or a smiley or a comment or whatever, leave that there. And let me know what your name is and what you're watching and where are you tuning in from. I always love it when, especially when people tune in from overseas. You got people over in Scotland even watching. People, my next door neighbor in Oklahoma can watch, but if I got people from Scotland watching or England or other continents, other countries, that's pretty awesome here. So again, the topics we're going to cover today are what's coming up in Patrick's life, business and personal wise, some things I've seen in the news recently I want to talk to you about and make sure that you are aware of. And then our main topic is going to be talking about, like I said, lifting someone on your shoulders. So real quick, what's going on with Patrick? So the last time I did a live, which was about 2 or 3 days ago, I was talking about the fact that I'm out in the world doing more challenges. I basically put myself on several different journeys to try to improve myself, whether it's psychologically, educational wise, getting smarter, physically, I've been on this planet 5+ decades and I'm not getting any younger, so I'm working really hard to stay in shape. So I'll be at the gym tonight. Tonight's back night, I believe. But what's really cool and really exciting, and I'm actually going to invite you to join me, especially if you live in the state of Oklahoma. So this one's here mainly for my Oklahomies, but you can take this idea and run with it literally. If you're any place else. So this weekend is it's 4 p.m. now. So about 12 hours from now, let's say more like probably 13 or 14. I'm going to get up here in northwest Oklahoma City. I'm going to get all my hiking gear to get ready. I'm going to drive 90 minutes out west. I think it's out west, yeah, to the Wichita Falls area, and I am going to walk up Mount Scott. And for those of you, who are in Oklahoma and you haven't ever been out that particular direction, Mount Scott is not the highest mountain in Oklahoma, but it is up there. It's one of the higher ones. And I've been out there several times. You probably have also, and you've driven up Mount Scott. It's just a mountain, and you spiral. I think it goes 1,000 feet up. It's spiral road up and spiral road down. It's a paved road. It's not a hard drive. What's always fun about it is when I go out there on my stick shift. For those of you who ever driven a stick, or what's also known as a manual transmission, it's always interesting on a hill because you're obviously gearing up and gearing down the whole time. But it's one of those things where, if you're stopping, you're rolling backwards. So you have to be very good about your shifting talents. Unfortunately, I learned a stick when I was young. I learned on a stick, so that's all I'm used to driving. We have a manual transmission car also, but a stick is always fun, but especially on hills, especially on mountains, especially off-roading kind of thing. So that's pretty cool. So if you're in Oklahoma, this is your invite. Dude, Brandon, what's going on, my brother? Um, if you are the kind of person who wants to do more physical things or more outdoor things, and you are in the Oklahoma City area, you are invited to go with me. And my plan is the mountain is closed to cars up until noon. So my goal is to go up and down at least once, maybe twice, before noon Central Time. So what that means is I've heard it takes about 2 to 3 hours. So my goal is to be parked at the bottom by 9 at least, to head on up there. I'm going to bring hiking boots. I'm wearing compression socks. I'm going to have a backpack full of drinks and snacks. So that's my goal. So to be out there, by 9, 8 or 9 at least means, you got a 90-minute drive. So we're talking, probably 7, if not 6, leaving the Northwest Oklahoma City area. Hey, Brandon, man, I see your name is here, but I don't see it wasn't with a comment or anything. Let me see what happens when I click on separating this out. Yeah, Brandon, man, I didn't get no comment came in. All I see is you probably sent an emoji or something on Facebook, Brandon, and it's not showing up. It's not showing up here. So sorry about that. All I see is the name of Brandon Hintz, and Facebook, and a good-looking girl and a good-looking guy with sunglasses on. So yeah, if you're in Oklahoma City area and you want to join me on this, it's going to be an early day tomorrow, and one of the reasons there's various reasons I'm doing this, but I'm always looking for more physical challenges every single week, and so that's the one coming up this week. If you want to join me, DM me on Facebook. If you have my cell phone, text me. If you don't have my cell phone and you do want to text me, I'm not obviously going to put it on here, but you can text our business number here at the agency, 405-217-4752. That's 405-217-4752, and let me know you want to join me, and we'll drive out there separately, but it would be cool to have a group of people going. And by the way, if you're just someone who lives in Oklahoma and you haven't gone out to the Wichita Falls mountain area, you should definitely give it a shot. There's a lot of good hiking out there. This is actually going to be one of the easier hikes I've done out there. I went out there before with my good friend Mateo Baisden, and we did with his sons, and we did a lot of basically what's horizontal hiking, but it was very hilly, it was very rocky, it went through water, we climbed over rocks, we did the whole outdoor rugged hiking thing. It was pretty damn cool if you ask me. So that's what's going on this weekend, and then in a future weekend, I don't know if it'll be the following weekend, there'll be another weekend coming up here where I'm going to be looking for other challenging places to hike. And I know we have a Black Mesa mountain range here in Oklahoma, and that mountain's even taller. And hey, Jose, man, thanks for tuning in, man. I appreciate you here. Let's get your comment up here also. Yeah, I think the Black Mesa mountain range, Jose, I think that's one that actually crosses different states. I'm not sure if that's east or west, but I thought I read that it was west. Maybe in the Wichita Mountains area, I really don't know, but I actually hear that mountain range crosses other multiple states too. So I don't know where that is, but I'm gonna head out there at some point also. I know Texas is freaking huge. Where are you in Texas, dude? Let me know where you are. Texas is huge. You've got to have some good mountain hiking someplace in Texas. I mean, goodness gracious, you guys usually are the size of 2 or 3 other states there. So I'm sure there's probably some good hiking out there someplace. So yeah, it'd be cool to have you join me sometime. But again, I got some hiking going on this weekend. If you're in Oklahoma City, Edmond, Norman area, you are definitely invited. And if you are not, I'm sorry, but go out and find something physical to do this weekend to keep yourself in shape. I just have problems sitting down, especially when I'm in front of tech all day long. If you're anything like me, like I make money with my fingers and with my brain. and I'm in front of this camera and this beautiful, lovely Shure microphone and this laptop and this Stream Deck and this hub and the lights and all the technology. I just live here from, I'm not going to say I quite live here, but 5 o'clock in the morning, sometimes I'm at this desk by 5:10, 5:15. So uh, I'm looking forward to getting out this weekend. There's a place I've never heard of. So you are near Palo Duro Canyon in Canyon, Texas. Definitely recommend. I'm going to write that down on my iPad. Here's my trusty pencil so I can look it up later. So we're talking Palo Duro Canyon in Canyon, Palo Duro Canyon in Canyon, Texas. So I'm writing that on my iPad. I kid you not, in Canyon, Texas. I'm gonna look up where that is later, sir. Thank you for sharing that with me. Okay, so you know what Patrick has going on this weekend, and you know I'm gonna be going out to the Black Mesa Mountains at some point in time. So enough about what Patrick has going on this weekend. Let's talk about a few things in the news that I really want to pay attention to you. This topic is very rare for me to talk about because if you know anything about me, you know I'm very apolitical. Like I literally flipped a coin when I was in the DMV getting my driver's license, my Oklahoma driver's license a couple decades ago because I didn't know if I wanted to be a Republican or a Democrat. Because as far as I'm concerned, there are great things and bad things about both parties. And also, I really don't care about what party I belong to because I'm a person who cares about the people in office and the stuff they're doing and whether or not they're being indicted. And I care about the issues. So it's pretty funny. I'm a registered Democrat, but only because I flipped a coin to get there. Okay? I could have just as easily been a Republican. There was a 50-50 chance of me flipping that coin as to which party I belong to. And you know what? At the end of the day, I really don't believe it matters, and I've proven it time and time again. So if you ever want to have a civil debate with me when it comes to people in office or on issues, I will gladly debate you, but I don't get involved in any conversation that says Republicans always do this and Democrats are amazing and they never make any mistakes and Republicans are the criminals or vice versa. I just don't play that game. I don't, you know, as you mature more in life, you realize that summarizing a group of people by any attribute like that is bad, okay? It's almost no different than judging me because I'm black, okay? If you judge me because I'm a Democrat or you judge me because I'm a Republican because I choose to associate with that group, it's no different than judging a woman because of her sex or a short person because of their height or me because I'm black, okay? It's just a prejudice, a preconceived idea you have based on a bunch of individuals who you've seen that have the same attributes of the people in there. So you see people do stupid things in the Democratic Party, you're going to assume, guess what? All Democrats are stupid. Same thing with the Independent Party. Same thing with the Republican Party. So again, my whole point there is, as I go on the topic I'm talking about, which is going to be very brief, I've talked more about this than I have the actual topic. State of the Union, if you are watching from the United States, that guy killed it last night. And by killed it, I don't mean that you have to like everything Biden said when it came to issues. But the man is very coherent. The man has excellent control of the English language and what he says. So forget the substance of the speech for a second and look at how he presents. You know, one of the things that I really miss about older politicians, the ones that, again, if you just separate the topic from how they present and how they represent a little bit, you can gain a little bit more insight. As I just miss well-spoken people in political office of any party. I will listen to a great Republican speaker. I will listen to a great Democratic speaker. I don't care. And why does this matter? Why do you think that how they say things and how they present themselves matters more than the substance? Because the higher you go in politics, with, in the US, the highest role being the president, what you actually do matters less than your attitude and how you present things to people and how you adjust the mood of people and the motivation and the feeling you give people who are in your country. Now, what I mean here is the president of the United States, what they say affects all of our moods. This person is the leader of the executive branch of the government, and how they present themselves and the pettiness and how petty they choose to be and how uplifting they choose to be affects the mood of the country. And something that happened last night, which I have not seen in, you know, let's just say several years, is somebody who basically made us feel like things can be better. They're not perfect, and his policies may not make things great and perfect, but he's a eloquent person, has command of the English language, does not remotely exhibit any signs of dementia or being lost or senile. And he's also someone who's not afraid to take on a fight. So when you look at when you look at the about the presentation, the presentation style of it, that was a great speech. I'm a big fan of public speaking, and I love somebody who's eloquent and can get an intelligent sentence out, and that's been missing recently. And I'm not going to sit here and harp on who those people have been. There's been various people. But when I watch politicians, one of the first things I judge them by is how they make me feel and how they feel about the future of either their district, their state, and this country. If you can make me feel good about being in this country, I will vote for you all day long. If you're optimistic, if you're uplifting, if you believe that we can constantly improve and you're not all doom and gloom and trying to scare me, I will vote for you all day long. And that's what I saw on TV when it came to the State of the Union last night. So well done, Joe Biden, who happens to be the person in that office right now. If in 8 years or 10 years or whatever, there is a Republican in that office who is also well spoken, I'll be saying the exact same thing about them because it matters. It really does matter. Not just your policies, not just your topics, not just your attitude on issues or your position on issues. How you talk to the country when you're a leader, i.e. great leadership, really, really matters. Okay, moving on. Next topic. Let me check that one off my little list here. Got a little checkbox, yada, yada, yada. Okay, something else that's really been bothering me recently are two things. For those of you that may not know, I appear, I'm going to say, fairly regularly on one of the local 3 or 4 TV stations. So if you ever see in any of my marketing it says as seen on TV, it's not that bullshit stuff you can pay for. I've actually been on TV a lot. I can walk into TV stations here and they say, "Hey, Patrick, you're back again. Let's get you mic'd up and talk about your topics." So it's one of those things that I'm very lucky, and it all happened. If you're here at Oklahoma City, all this happened once because Phil Cross used to be at Channel 25. Started giving my name out and started getting me on the news over at Fox 25, and then all the other stations ended up pulling me in for expertise on things like social media, AI every now and then, and anything technology related, anything internet related. So I'm very lucky to have that in my whatchamacallit, in my arsenal, if you will, or in my hip pocket. And they'll call on a random time. They might call in 5 minutes and say, "Hey, we need a 2-minute soundbite on this or a 30-second soundbite on this." I can do it on Zoom. It's pretty cool. So my whole point of saying that is I pay close attention to scams, because oftentimes when I'm on the news, when I'm on TV, and by the way, it's also giving me opportunities for TV out of state. So whether I'm on TV out of state or I'm on TV in state, oftentimes the calls are one of two things. One, a teenager or someone in school has done something stupid on social media, or a politician has done something stupid on social media, and they want to hear, well, how would you not do that thing, or what should they have done? That's one of the topics I get called for, is people doing stupid things with technology on social media. The other one I get called for is scams, or people getting ripped off. And this happens a lot in the world of social media and technology. So, the local NBC or ABC affiliate or Fox affiliate will call and say, "Hey, this lady we're talking to was scammed out of $50 or $500 or $50,000, and it happened because she got this email, she clicked on this link, and someone ripped her off." And I said, "Yep, happens all the time. Happened to my own mom, to tell you the truth, even up in Seattle, Washington. Happened to her up there too. It happens all the time, because there are people in the business of ripping us off and scamming us." So, two things have come up recently which have really bothered me when it comes to that whole world of getting ripped off. And then we're going to get into our real topic, I swear. But one of them is, and I'm not browsing my phone because I'm bored, one of them is getting random text messages from numbers you've never even seen with completely innocent opening lines. So I'm going to go through my phone here to read you off some of the ones I've been getting recently. I got one 12:04 today from a 971 number. It says, "Hi, I'm Lynn. Are you a new colleague here?" Oh, seems like a pretty innocent message. No, that person is pretending to text me by mistake so they can open up a conversation here. Okay. Another, I've received several this week. So another one before that was, "Hey, is this Alice's phone? This is Renee." That's how it starts. And then there was one before that even that says, "We haven't spoken in a long time. How have you been?" So you'll get, so beware. There's one right there. Beware when you get text messages from completely random numbers that where someone pretends to be familiar with you in order to open up or start a conversation. Okay, I've gotten 3 or 4 this week. I usually reply back with some expletives because sometimes that kind of stuff really pisses me off. But just beware when you get a text message from a number you've never seen and the person does not send you anything that you're familiar with, like, "Hey, Patrick, it's Bob. We talked last week." When someone pretends to have the wrong text number, or they say, "Hey, is this Bob's phone? And you're not Bob," do not reply to that. Okay, that person is pretending to make a mistake, and then what they're going to do, because I've walked through this before, then what they're going to pretend to do is they're going to say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake, Patrick. I meant to text Bob. By the way, my name's Tina. I'm lonely. I'm in like one state over. You want to be friends? You should add my number to your phone." Okay, that's how it starts. So all 3 of those text message numbers I've replied to today. Here's one right here. "We haven't spoken in a long time." I went on a rant with them, and then, by the way, I blocked their number. But they're hoping for me to reply back so they can engage me in a conversation. And how do I know? Well, number one, there's various reasons you can tell it's a scam because it's been happening to me for years. But I've just seen a recent uptick of it. But also, when I reply to them, which I do knowing it's a scam, I do it for you so you don't have to. When I reply to them and let them know, "Oh, you know what? You're a scammer." For some reason, I never get a reply back. Okay? So what happens to you, do not reply, block the number, okay? If it's somebody who really knows you, they will find a way to get a hold of you. Or they will send you a text message and say, "Hey, Patrick, this is Bob. Remember, we used to be friends 20 years ago when you used to work at Serena Software. You want to chat sometime?" That I would understand. If that came from a random phone number, I would believe that was a legit person. But hey, "Hi, Lynn, are you a new colleague?" This is what it says. "Hi, Lynn." This one here. "Hi, Lynn." You can see it right there. And I have no problem showing the number. Oh, screen went into face. "Hi. Hi, Lynn. Are you a new colleague?" "Yes, thank you." That was my initial reply. I said, "Oh, wait, you're a spammer scammer." And then I have since blocked the number on my phone. So just be really careful when you get numbers like that of people pretending to, that they know you, and they want to kind of open up a conversation there. So I'm all done with the State of the Union. I'm part of my checklist. I'm all done with the fake messages. Oh, and one other topic I really wanted to cover, and I'll go into this one more later, is I'm seeing a lot of fake AI ads right now. If you, here's how you can tell these. And again, I'm not going to harp on this one too long because this needs a whole show by itself. If you see a celebrity endorsing something bizarre that they would not normally endorse, watch that video over and over a couple of times and look at their mouth. AI has gotten to the point now, I'm not going to say it's perfect, but AI has gotten to the point right now that somebody could take this video of me. So you see me right here? This is Patrick. I barely move in these videos because I'm really focusing on the camera. Someone could take my voice, my image right here, and use everything around me. They could use everything in this video, and they could make a fake Patrick. And if they sample my voice long enough, and trust me, there's hours and hours and hours of Patrick all over the internet. If they suck in my content enough, they could recreate my voice and make you think it was a real Patrick. The AI software could make a copy of my face, and it could make my mouth move to say words that I never said. Those are rampant right now. Earlier today, I saw one where it was Elon Musk talking about a new, ironically, I think it was a new AI software or a new Bitcoin software that's only available in the US, and you can get into it for $250. Well, you know what? Number one, the video was of Elon Musk in Italy, and number two, He has never created or endorsed such a thing. And number three, if you watch the video and you watch his lips move, you can tell that the words coming out of his mouth are not syncing up with the lips. So the AI technology is getting better, but it's not quite there yet. But at some point in time, it will be good enough that you will not be able to tell the difference between a real person and an AI generated face, an AI generated mouth, and an AI generated voice. So I saw the Elon Musk one, and another one that's been coming up a lot recently is because we follow celebrities and we worship celebrities, and one of the ways that we worship celebrities is depending on the show, is we worship people from a particular show, and the Shark Tank is a big one. You know, we see the sharks recommend. What did I just do? Holy cow, that was interesting. Press the wrong button, your whole face disappears. I've seen fake videos of like Mark Cuban on the Shark Show, and they've basically made a copy of Mark Cuban's voice, and they've recreated his mouth saying stuff, or they'll show a video of Mark Cuban and it's a video of something else, but they'll use like a voice, what's that called? A voiceover of his fake AI voice, saying, "Hey, this is Mark Cuban, and I recommend Schlotzsky's in Oklahoma City by Council on Northwest Expressway." You know, Mark Cuban has probably never been to Oklahoma City and that Schlotzsky's, but they can make his mouth, his lips, and they can make his voice say he endorses something. And of course, a lot of people, hopefully not the more intelligent, perceptive people, but a lot of people will think, "Oh, Mark Cuban endorses Schlotzsky's by Northwest Expressway and Council? That must be great. I'm going to go there." Because we oftentimes will buy into something, or we'll jump on the bandwagon of a celebrity who endorses something. So be very, very careful when you see a video on the internet right now, and it's especially on social media, and it's of a celebrity endorsing something bizarre. Just please be very aware, and if you're skeptical, don't buy into it. But I could probably do a whole show on that. So we're going to skip that, and we're going to get on to the main topic of this particular video, okay? Because I'm always looking to help people become playmakers, to help people make a recurring revenue on the internet so they have multiple lines of income and so they have more income. So I'm not always about the make money fast kind of thing, but I'm always trying to give you ideas to make this as easy for you as possible. Because I have been where you are. If you are somebody who wants to start a business, become an entrepreneur, or even if you're someone who just wants to make a couple of extra bucks online every single month, okay? And by a couple of bucks, I'm talking, maybe a few hundred, a few thousand. The way, and this is assuming, by the way, that you already have a job. I'm not going to tell you to quit your job or anything, but I just, again, want to show you how you can use your wisdom, your knowledge to make money, and hopefully, maybe someday do that full time. Wouldn't that be really cool? Somebody once shared with me, and this is what I'm talking about right now. Somebody once shared with me that if you want to make money and you have any kind of maturity in your job or in your life, is that you make a course or you make something talking to someone who is the younger version of you. So what I mean is, I've got a couple of decades, let's say probably 3 or 4, well, let's say to be safe, 4 decades? Do I have 4 decades of experience in this? Let's say 3 decades and safe, okay? 3 decades of being in business, of having a job, of working. And when I was younger and more ignorant, there were a lot of things I didn't know about technology, or about business, or about life, or about marriage, or about relationships, or about cars, or about airplanes, coolest vehicle in the world if you ask me very much, or about airplanes, okay? There was so much I didn't know. With every single day in life, if you're doing it right, your inexperience bucket empties out just a little bit, and your experience bucket fills up a little bit more. So, as you get to be Patrick's age, your experience bucket starts to fill up, and your inexperience or your ignorance bucket goes down a little bit. But people are being born every day. People are growing up every single day. There is a younger Patrick out there someplace who wants to do the things that I do now, but just doesn't have the knowledge or the wisdom. Okay? I'm Patrick, and if I'm somebody who wants to sell something online, I might have the attitude, or I might think, you know what, I really can't sell something online because I don't have a degree. By the way, I have no problem saying that I don't have a degree. But I don't have a degree. Oh, I got my first heart. Thank you for ever put the heart right there. I've got 6 thumbs up, and a heart. I'm looking for any kind of engagement. So if you're on YouTube watching or on Facebook watching, leave a comment or a like, or make sure you subscribe on YouTube, right? But if I'm the older Patrick and I want to make some revenue, I want to make a little bit of a side income, I might think before I teach anybody anything, I need to have, decades of experience in it. I need to be an expert. I need to have a PhD in entrepreneurship. I need to have traveled around the world. Stephanie Boucher. Why do I know that name? I know that last name, Stephanie. Thank you for chiming in. I appreciate it. I just recognize that last name from someplace. I don't know where. But if I'm the kind of person who, like I said, is me with decades of experience, I might say, you know what? I need to be formally trained on this topic. I need to be an expert. I need to not teach this. I need to wait until I have a PhD in this or an MBA or whatever to teach this topic, okay? And my main message for you from sorry, I've been doing a tech thing here. Dealing with a little bit of tech issue right here. Okay, just paying attention to what's going on. I am here to tell you that the information I just shared here a second ago, that mindset of you believing you need to be an expert in something or know everything in your field before you teach it is a mistake. And I've experienced it, and I see it every single day. The only thing, if you want to sell something online, let's say that you're someone who's really good at repairing motorcycles. Because ever since, from Rank Makers, that's where I recognize the name from. Thank you. So you're part of Ray Higdon's group. I did not expect someone like that. Very cool. Thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate that. I appreciate you for watching. If you're somebody, let's say you were, in elementary school, junior high school, you became a motorcycle rider, and just you've been self-taught on motorcycles, and you know how to repair them. You know how to. There's a lint in front of my face here. It's bizarre. It's like a piece of lint floating around, and you guys can't see it on camera, but it's really bothersome. It's like one of those eye thingies that really annoy you. Like when you see that eye lint, there's like some lint floating around in here in front of the camera. It's tripping me out. You do not have to be an expert on something to teach on it. Okay? What I mean is you have a little bit of knowledge on a topic. There is somebody else in this world. Oh, really? Somebody changed a little heart to a happy face or crying happy face. Hey, Elijah. Thank you for watching, man. I appreciate you. From Nigeria. Awesome. Wow, I'm going to write that down. So I know I have watchers in Nigeria. And I know I have watchers in Scotland. That is just so cool. What time is it there in Orlando? What time is it there in Nigeria, man? That's really cool. Anyways, I'm getting off topic here. If you're the kind of person who wants to teach anything, all you have to have is a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of knowledge. Canada, thank you, Stephanie. A little bit more knowledge than somebody else who's up and coming. I also call this lifting somebody on their shoulders. 11:41. Is that evening? Elijah, or is that morning? Canada here. Let's get Stephanie up here. Canada here. Cool. Canada. Oh, Canada. Oh, my goodness gracious. I better write that down. Canada, Nigeria, and Scotland. Oh, very, very cool. All you have to do is have enough knowledge to help the person that is just a little bit behind where you are. Meaning, if I'm somebody, evening, cool, thank you. So it's almost midnight. Thank you for tuning in, even late into your evening. If I'm somebody who has a little bit of motorcycle experience, there is somebody a little bit younger than me that wants to get into motorcycles. Okay? Let's say how to do a motorcycle oil change or how to do motorcycle regular maintenance. I don't have to be an expert on motorcycles. I don't have to sell them. I don't have to buy them. I can own a motorcycle. I can get good at doing motorcycle oil changes and maintenance on my motorcycle, and then I can make a course that I can charge for. I don't have to charge outrageously for it. It could be $19. I can make a video course teaching somebody how to do basic motorcycle maintenance, and that course would sell. Now again, this course is not how to take apart your cylinders and rebore your holes and check your timing and all that stuff. This is a course on, how to check to see if your tires are okay, how to check and see if your chain's in good shape, how to know if certain things have to be replaced, how to adjust your motorcycle performance, just the very basics of maintenance, like Motorcycle Maintenance 101. That's all I have to sell a course on motorcycles. I do not have to have a degree in motorcycle technology. Okay? So, my whole point here is for those of you that want to become playmakers, because that's what this show is about. The show is about turning you into a playmaker, basically, somebody who makes moves. By the way, I've got a whole Playmaker Stop Doing Nothing kit that I can send somebody who wants one. Just pay for shipping, and we've got bracelets and stuff. Stop doing nothing on that side. I should remember that. And done is better than perfect. So that part right there, done is better than perfect. If you're going to be somebody who wants to sell something online or build a course, all you got to do is be a little bit better, and all you have to do is service the person you used to be. Build something for the younger version of you. Build something for the person who has less experience than you, and make it dead simple, and don't charge a lot for it. Somebody will buy it. Because think about that. Of the billions and millions and quadrillions and who knows what numbers I'm making up right now, of all the people in the world, there is somebody out there who wants to know what you know. And you may not think it's that important. You may not think it's that big of a deal. Somebody is dying to know what's inside your head. And you've got experience. You've got valuable experience that you've earned. Now, I wouldn't suggest doing this the first time you learn how to do a motorcycle oil change. But after you've done it a couple of times and you know how to do a motorcycle oil change, and I assume they're fairly simple if you drive a motorcycle, and I'm incorrect, let me know. But I've changed the oil in my car, and I figured a motorcycle would be a little bit less hard than that. If you've got a little bit of experience, there's a kid or a teenager or a young adult out there someplace who knows what you want to know. And you can create a course on it, a 5-video course. If you want to know how to do that, obviously let me know. And I'll get you in the Playmakers program where I teach people how to do that. But just, if you're getting into the online world or the world of coaching and consulting, just focus on the person you used to be. That's the only person you have to help. You don't have to help every single motorcycle owner out there. You have to help the motorcycle owner that's a younger version of you. And then as you gain more experience, you can obviously help more and more people because you can have intermediate kind of courses or intermediate kind of training, things like that, and you can obviously move on to expert. But in the beginning, if you're somebody who just wants to break out of, the 9-to-5 kind of grind, which is not a bad place to be, okay? But just you may want a different lifestyle like that. You may want more of a lifestyle business, or you may want, a little bit more money. I'm always about helping people make more money, not for money's sake, for choice's sake. I want you to become a playmaker, and I want you to have more choices in your life. And when you have many, many choices, then I will feel fulfilled, and I will feel that I have served you as a human being. So every single live I do a lot of shorts on YouTube, I do a lot of reels on Instagram, and I do plenty of stuff on my own website. All of that is to, number one, turn you into a playmaker and help you be more fulfilled, help you have more freedom and more choices in your life. That's all I'm really focusing on right there. So again, if you're going to create something to sell online, just help the person you used to be. There's a Playmakers membership. We can help you with that. You can always text me if you have questions about that. The office number here is 405-217-4752. And you'll reach me, and I'll reach you. And that would be pretty awesome. I'm trying to think. I'm looking here at my other topics I wanted to cover, and I will save those from a different show. If you are tuning in from the U.S., feel free to drop a comment. I see some Facebook comments here. Feel free to drop a comment if you're on Facebook. It looks like for some reason I'm only pulling in the Facebook comments here. Oh, there goes the pencil. There goes the Apple Pencil right there. Where's the water? Who else is a big water person as I wrap up here in a little bit? This is the water bottle that my family bought for me a while back. I believe it goes up to 112 ounces / 3,500 milliliters, if you will. And every single day, I try to polish off that whole thing. I will be the first to admit I don't always get there. Some of the water here is from yesterday, and possibly even some from the day before. But in the morning when I wake up, I try to fill it up to that mark right there, and then I try to exceed the timeline right here every 2 hours. Sometimes I make it to the bottom, sometimes I don't, but you can't beat a good thing of water right there. If I haven't mentioned, I know I did mention it before. If you're someone who has found anything I've said useful, I'd appreciate a subscribe and a comment over on YouTube. A subscribe and notification. I'm also going to be turning this into a podcast. So if you're listening on the podcast, make sure you subscribe and leave a review. I'd really appreciate it over on Apple Podcasts. And if you're also listening on the podcast, please make sure you hop over to YouTube and subscribe and follow there. And if you're on any of the video platforms, please make sure you hop over to the podcast and subscribe and leave a review there. So for those of you that are coming in towards the tail end and you don't want to watch the whole thing, here's a quick recap of what we covered. We talked about Patrick's journey. And remember, if you're in Oklahoma City and you want to join me this weekend, early tomorrow morning, I'm heading out towards Mount Scott so I can get up and down the mountain before noon, possibly before 11. State of the Union kind of kicked all of our asses, and proof that presentation, really matters. Regardless of the party that you are, regardless of the party that you hate, it's hard to deny that was a very well-spoken, competent, intellectual, mentally coherent person speaking last night. It feels like our leadership, our political leadership, regardless of party, is missing a lot of that right now. And that's kind of sad. I almost feel bad that I was excited to see a coherent politician on television. I feel bad a little bit about that, but I also feel good that I actually got to see it. That was pretty cool to see, okay? Put politics aside, because I don't care about that shit. It was just good to see a well-spoken person on TV. Don't forget, avoid those fake SMS scams. I have fun with them, but I want you to avoid them. If you get one, block it. Please block it. Do not reply. And also be very aware of the fake AI ads I was talking about. Because it is getting, that AI stuff is getting so good that we can fake eye movements, we can fake mouth movements, and we can completely fabricate up my voice. I would not be surprised if someday out there is a fake Patrick video floating around, and it will sound just like me, and it will be hard to see the difference. And then, of course, we talked about in your journey to become a playmaker, how all you have to do is just help the person that is a younger version of you and lift that person on your shoulders. Once you do that, you can make some pretty good money, and you can change some lives in the process. If you haven't subscribed on YouTube yet, please do so. And also, I want to know what you want to hear about. If you want my opinion on something, leave a comment, and I will add it as a topic for the next show. Text the office, 405-217-4752. And in general, if you know me personally or on social media, just DM me. And if you want to remain anonymous, if you want me to talk about a topic and you want to remain anonymous, then let me know, and I will talk about that topic for an hour or however long it takes, and I will not bring your name up. But I plan out these shows, I kid you not, I plan out these shows on my handy-dandy good notes on my iPad about the topics I'm going to talk about. And I always have more topics than I do time. So one thing I have to do better about, number one, is bringing in some guests, and number two, possibly doing some longer broadcasts. Either way, let me know. I want to know what you want. I want to share what you want to hear, and I want to teach what you need to know to be a playmaker on this planet and to be a more successful person. And hopefully the more success you have, the more choices you have, and the more choices you have, the happier person you will be. Okay? I did not plan me saying that at all. It just sounds like a good goal that I have every single day. Subscribe, like, follow, share. Thank you for watching. I'm going to hop off, hydrate, and go to the gym. It's back night. I love back night. If you love back night, that just sounds weird. Yeah, I do love back night. If you love back night, let me know. Thank you for watching, as always, especially for those of you who stayed around the entire time. And if you did, let me know. We're going on 44 minutes. That's really weird. When I planned this out, I thought it would take me 20 minutes to talk about. But I do also aim for these shows to be an hour. So thank you, as always, for watching. We're going to end now. Follow, like, subscribe, and we will see you on the next show. Take care.